Hey there, AB engineers. Welcome to AB Engineering Guild, your hub for agricultural and biosystems engineering. Today, we're digging into swine lairage, a critical part of animal welfare and meat processing. With Philippine National Standards or Bureau of Agricultural and Fisheries Standards 3082021, we'll explore how proper structure supports humane handling and efficient operations. Let's dive in. Here are the contents that we will be focusing on. Let's go. Introduction. First, let us discuss what lairage is. Do you have any idea? Lairage refers to a designated area within agricultural facilities where livestock, particularly swine, are temporarily held and allowed to rest before slaughter. This area plays a crucial role in minimizing transport-related stress, ensuring the welfare of the animals, and improving overall meat quality. Proper design and management of lairage facilities are essential for maintaining high standards of hygiene, safety, and efficiency in slaughterhouse operations. By providing a calm environment for the animals, lairage contributes significantly to the overall success of the slaughter process, benefiting both the animals and the final product. Scopes. So, what are the scopes under Philippine Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering Standards 3082021 or Agricultural Structures Lairage for Swine? This standard specifies the general requirements of lairage for swine. This standard shall provide, first, general requirements for site selection, design, and construction. Second is, essential requirements for its eventual operation. Third, protection and convenience of the slaughterhouse personnel. And, lastly, protection and promotion of animal welfare. Now that we already know the scope of this topic, let us define the terms and definitions of different contexts under this Philippine Agricultural and Biosystems Engineering Standards. First, chute. It is a passageway for the animals that connects the lairage to the slaughtering area. Can you see the image at the right? That is an example of chute, and based of PAES, swine chute shall have 0.60 meters of catwalk. For chute's dimensions, it must have 0.35 meters front width, 0.55 meters back width, and a total length of 1 meters. Next, a downer refers to a swine that is unable to stand or move on its own, often due to illness, injury, or extreme fatigue. For example, a pig that becomes paralyzed during transport or slips while unloading and can no longer get up would be considered a downer and needs immediate attention. In such cases, emergency slaughter must be performed. This means the swine is humanely killed as soon as possible to avoid further pain or suffering. For instance, if a downer pig shows signs of severe injury or distress, a veterinarian or meat inspection officer may authorize emergency slaughter on site. Then, the finished floor line, which refers to the uppermost surface of the floor once the construction has been completed. In swine slaughter facilities, this surface must be smooth, durable, and easy to sanitize, as it supports the daily operations of cleaning, processing, and movement of pigs. Next is an isolation pan, which is a designated space in the lairage used to separate swine that appear sick or injured animal identified at the unloading area and ante-mortem inspection. For example, if a pig arrives showing symptoms like coughing, limping, or lesions on the skin during unloading or ante-mortem inspection, it is placed in the isolation pan to prevent contact with healthy pigs and allow for further observation or treatment. In addition, ante-mortem inspection refers to the examination of live animals before slaughter to assess their health and welfare, like observing the animal's behavior, posture, and condition, identifying signs of disease, injury, or stress, determining if any animals need to be isolated, treated, or condemned. Next is lairage, an area where swine are held to rest prior to slaughter. This resting period helps pigs recover from the stress of transport, reducing the risk of poor meat quality. In most facilities, pigs stay in the lairage for several hours with access to clean drinking water. This is an example of typical lairage layout design for swine. It can be seen in Annex A of PAES 3082001. For detailed and clearer image, visit the link below. Next, live weight is the weight of the swine before it is slaughtered. For instance, a market hog may weigh around 90 to 100 kilograms live. This measurement is important for determining its market value and expected meat yield. Next, a transport vehicle is any mode of transport used to carry swine from farms to slaughterhouses. This could include trucks, trailers, or utility vehicles specially designed with ventilation and non-slip flooring to ensure the pig's safety during the trip. Then, a slaughterhouse, or abattoir, is a registered and approved facility where swine are slaughtered for human consumption. The operations are monitored by authorities to ensure proper hygiene, humane handling, and meat safety standards are followed. A suspected animal refers to a swine that shows signs of physical or physiological issues upon arrival, such as abnormal behavior, discharges, or body deformities. These pigs are not immediately cleared for slaughter and must undergo further inspection to determine if their meat is safe for human consumption. Lastly, the term swine is a general word used to refer to all types of pigs, including native pigs, fattening hogs, and young pigs called shoats. Regardless of the breed or age, they all fall under the category of swine in slaughterhouse terminology. Now that we've covered the various terms related to lairage for swine, let's move on to discuss its location. The placement of the lairage is crucial for maintaining the flow of operations in a slaughterhouse. It should be strategically positioned to minimize stress for the animals, ensure efficient movement, and maintain hygiene standards throughout the process. The lairage should be constructed at least 10 meters away from the slaughterhouse to prevent contamination from slaughtering activities and maintain proper biosecurity. This distance also helps reduce noise and odors from the slaughter area, minimizing stress on the animals while they rest. Next is the space requirement. In general, adequate space is essential to ensure the comfort and welfare of swine in the lairage. The recommended space requirement is 0.7 square meters per swine weighing more than 100 kilograms, and 0.6 square meters per swine weighing less than 100 kilograms. This allows the animals enough room to lie down, move comfortably, and reduce the risk of injury or stress. Table 1 specifies recommended space requirements based on the live weight of the swine. The pen width in the lairage should be 2 meters to provide sufficient space for swine to rest and move around comfortably. Meanwhile, the alley width should be at least 1.3 meters to allow safe and efficient movement of animals, handlers, and equipment. Proper dimensions help maintain animal welfare and ensure smooth workflow during handling and transport within the facility. Now that we've discussed the location and layout of the lairage, let's move on to its functional requirements. These are the essential features and conditions that the facility must meet to ensure the safe, humane, and efficient handling of swine. Meeting these requirements is key to supporting animal welfare, maintaining cleanliness, and ensuring smooth operations within the slaughterhouse. First is the unloading area. The unloading area shall be impervious and properly drained to maintain hygiene and prevent water accumulation. In addition, parking shall be provided for vehicles transporting swine to the lairage. The maneuvering area for these vehicles shall be clear of through traffic roads and must enable livestock trucks to reverse straight back to the unloading dock. Furthermore, an area for washing and disinfecting of vehicles shall be provided to ensure cleanliness and biosecurity. Lastly, there shall be equipment available for injured or downer swine to facilitate emergency slaughter when necessary. Second is the unloading dock and ramp. Floor ramp extensions or tailgates shall be provided in such a way that there shall be no gap between the truck and the unloading dock, ensuring a smooth transition for the swine. The unloading dock length shall be at least 2 to 3 meters to accommodate different vehicle sizes. Additionally, the unloading dock shall be made of solid side fences, with at most a 50 mm gap at the bottom to allow for easy washing of the concrete flooring. The maximum recommended angle for ramps should be 20 degrees, which helps prevent slipping and stress during unloading. For single-file unloading, the width of the ramp shall range from 0.35 to 0.43 meters. Meanwhile, for double-file unloading, the width shall be doubled and constructed with a middle partition. Both the partition and the side fences shall be made of solid material to guide and contain the animals safely during movement. There shall be a 0.61 meters catwalk for the human handler at both sides of the dock and ramp. The recommended ramp and dock configuration attached to the lairage are the following: permanent dock and ramp, permanent multi-layer dock with ramp, permanent dock and adjustable ramp, pens and alleys. Third is the pens and alleys. When a holding facility is designed, space shall be allocated for specialized functions such as weighing, sorting, washing, or checking animal identification. The number of pens should be sufficient for at least the number of animals to be slaughtered for one day. Different batches/groups of swine should be separated into different pens as shown in Figure 4. Annex A shows the typical lairage layout for swine. The alleys shall have solid sides to facilitate handling as they eliminate visual distractions. All gates and walls shall be uniform. The contrast in color and texture for all gates and walls and lighting shall be avoided. There shall be a provision for a separate isolation pen for suspected swine or swine requiring further observation. There shall be wall dividers separating the animals of the same batch or group, with a minimum height of 1.2 meters. Fourth is the chute. Before entering the chute, there shall be a provision for a shower area to maintain hygiene and biosecurity. The chute shall be made of a solid concrete wall and should follow a curved path as illustrated in Annex A. The width of the chute should be enough to facilitate the forward movement of the swine but not large enough that will enable backing. The illustration for the swine chute is shown in Figure 5. The chute may be designed as either a double or single lane, depending on operational needs. For double-lane chutes, the inner side should be made of pipes or a see-through partition to encourage movement and reduce stress. Additionally, catwalks shall be provided alongside the chute to allow handlers safe and easy access. Both the catwalk and the chute must be roofed and well ventilated to protect animals and personnel from environmental stress. Lastly, gates located within the chute should be made of expanded metal or closely spaced bars to ensure durability and proper control of swine movement. Now that we are done discussing the space requirements for the lairage, let us proceed to the construction and structural requirements. These refer to the materials, design standards, and physical features that must be considered when building lairage facilities. Proper construction ensures durability, safety, and functionality, which are all essential for supporting animal welfare and efficient operations. Under this section, several important guidelines must be followed to ensure the durability and functionality of the lairage. First, the floor shall be made of concrete. It must be firm, non-slip, acid-resistant, easy to clean, and well-drained to maintain safety and hygiene at all times. The flooring material from the chute to the restrainer box should be of similar color or material to prevent swine from balking or hesitating during movement. For swine pens, the floor slope shall not be less than 2%, which helps ensure proper drainage and prevents water accumulation. Additionally, all angles between the floors and walls shall be concave to a height of at least 7.62 centimeters from the floor to eliminate sharp corners that could trap dirt or injure the animals. Lastly, drainage grids should be placed at the sides of pens and passageways, and not in areas where swine may cross them. Second is the wall or divider. The height of the pen shall be at least 1.2 meters. Galvanized iron, GI, pipes of 50 millimeters in diameter should be used. The spacing between pipes should be 150 millimeters apart. Image at the right is provided to further understand the context. The design of facilities should take into account the protection of the swine from extreme weather conditions and should provide effective ventilation. Sharp corners and projections/protrusions of any kind in the wall, divider, shall be avoided. Third is the roof. The roof shall be designed to provide effective ventilation. The ceiling height shall be at least 2.4 m high. The roof framing shall be made of timber or galvanized steel. The roofing materials should be made of galvanized steel and other forms of corrosion-resistant sheeting. Fourth is the watering facilities. To ensure the welfare and hygiene of swine in the lairage, proper access to clean water is essential. Drinking water shall be provided and made available to the swine at all times, and each pen should be equipped with a self-filling drinking trough. The drinking trough or open tank drinking system shall be constructed and positioned in such a way that it is readily accessible, easy to clean, firmly fixed, and shaped, cannot be readily soiled. Detail of a typical circular and longitudinal drinking trough is illustrated in Figure 6. For facilities using an automatic watering system, there shall be one nipple drinker for every 10 heads of swine. In addition, hydrant points shall be located in all parts of the lairage to ensure a consistent water supply for cleaning and animal washing. All water lines in the working area must be installed overhead and equipped with a hose and nozzle, extending 1 meter above the finished floor line for convenience and safety. There shall also be a power wash installed at the holding pen for thorough cleaning purposes. Lastly, watering devices should be placed in areas where any spilled water can be easily drained, helping to maintain cleanliness and prevent slipping hazards. Drinking water shall be provided and made available to the swine. Each pen should be provided with a self-filling drinking trough. Fifth, under construction and structural requirements is lighting. An illumination of 110 lux shall be provided within the lairage at the height of the animal level. For all isolation pens, a lighting intensity of not less than 540 lux shall be provided. The lighting should be adequate and uniform across the holding pens, ramps, and raceways to aid animal movement, effective handling, and inspection of livestock. Sixth is drainage. Each pen shall have an individual outlet connected to the drainage line. Flooring toward the outlet shall have a 2% slope. Annex B shows the drainage flow diagram and cross-sectional area of the canals. This is a typical lairage drainage design. It can be seen at Annex B of PAES 30820001. Catch basin/S shall be provided in the main line before the wastewater enters the waste treatment facility. The catch basin shall be provided with detachable corrosion-resistant strainer and shall be easy to clean. Wastewater drainage canal outside the lairage to the wastewater facility shall be covered with a detachable concrete cover. The sample design is shown in Annex C. Seventh is the fences, gates, and outside wall. The gates and fences shall be made of rust-resistant metal pipes. The outside wall shall be made of concrete. Protruding nails, bolts, angle irons, exposed pipe ends, channels, and the like, shall be avoided to prevent harm and cause accidents to swine. Round pipe posts shall have a diameter of at least 63.5 millimeters. The vertical slide gates in chutes should be counterweighted. The bottom of these gates shall be padded with cut tires or conveyor belting. The gates shall be positioned in a way that will ensure smooth traffic flow. Swine shall enter at one end of the building and leave at another end as shown in Annex A. The side corridors, if necessary, shall be at least 0.6 meters. Eighth is the storage of records and supplies. A small rust-resistant metal cabinet shall be provided for the secure storage of important records and supplies, such as pliers, slap tattoo, ink, stamping pad, markers, and other essential documents. This ensures that all materials are safely organized and protected from environmental factors, helping to maintain efficiency and order in the facility. Ninth is the waste disposal. Waste disposal requirements shall conform to PAES agricultural structures, waste management structures, PAES 41420002. A waste disposal system shall conform to the effluent and environmental standards set by competent authorities. Lastly is the noise level. The noise level should conform with the provisions given in Annex D. Visit PAES 30820001 for detailed context for noise level. Noise exposures of less than 90 decibels are not covered by Equation A. Exposures to impulsive or impact noise shall not exceed 140 decibels peak sound pressures level, ceiling value. Under is the equation for sum of ratios of total time exposures at specified noise level and total time of exposure permitted at the level. Now, let us proceed to Annex A. Next, we move on to Annex B. Following that is Annex C. And finally, we present Annex D. Now that you have gained a deeper understanding of the agricultural structures for lairage for swine, it's time to test your knowledge and assess how much you've learned from the discussion. Let's dive into a few questions to see how well you've absorbed the key concepts. 1. What is the passageway that connects the lairage to the slaughtering area called? A. Alley. B. Race. C. Ramp. D. Chute. Answer D. Chute. 2. What term refers to an animal that is unable to move or stand? A. Lame. B. Downer. C. Sick animal. D. Distressed. Answer B. Downer. 3. What is the appropriate action for downer animals to prevent further suffering? A. Transporting to another facility. B. Feeding and resting. C. Emergency slaughter. D. Washing and cleaning. Answer C. Emergency slaughter. 4. What do you call the uppermost surface of a floor once construction is completed? A. Concrete base. B. Tiling layer. C. Finished floor level. D. Subfloor. Answer C. Finished floor level. 5. What is the designated compartment in the lairage for separating sick and injured animals? A. Holding pen. B. Isolation pen. C. Resting pen. D. Pre-slaughter area. Answer B. Isolation pen. 6. What is the examination of live animals before slaughter to assess their health and welfare? A. Post-mortem inspection. B. Meat inspection. C. Ante-mortem inspection. D. Routine checkup. Answer C. Ante-mortem inspection. 7. What is the area where animals can rest prior to slaughter? A. Lairage. B. Slaughter floor. C. Isolation room. D. Feedlot. Answer A. Lairage. 8. What term refers to the weight of the live animal before slaughter? A. Gross weight. B. Net weight. C. Dressed weight. D. Live weight. Answer D. Live weight. 9. What are commonly used to transport animals, including trucks, tractors, and trailers? A. Livestock movers. B. Animal cabs. C. Vehicles. D. Transport vehicle. Answer D. Transport vehicle. 10. What do you call a facility registered and approved for slaughtering animals for human consumption? A. Butchery. B. Meat shop. C. Slaughterhouse. D. Abattoir. Answer C. Slaughterhouse and D. Abattoir. 11. What type of animal needs further inspection due to physical or physiological abnormalities? A. Downer. B. Unfit animal. C. Suspected animal. D. Diseased animal. Answer C. Suspected animal. 12. How far should the lairage be constructed from the slaughterhouse? A. At least 5 meters. B. At least 10 meters. C. At least 15 meters. D. At least 20 meters. Answer B. At least 10 meters. 13. What is the space requirement for a swine weighing more than 100 kilograms in the lairage? A. 0.5 meters squared. B. 0.6 meters squared. C. 0.7 meters squared. D. 0.8 meters squared. Answer C. 0.7 meters squared. 14. What is the recommended pen width and alley width for swine in the lairage? A. 2 meters pen, 1.0 meters alley. B. 2.5 meters pen, 1.5 meters alley. C. 2 meters pen, 1.3 meters alley. D. 3 meters pen, 1.3 meters alley. Answer C. 2 pen, 1.3 alley. Try this also for further retention of knowledge. Great job! Whether you've aced the assessment or found areas that need improvement, this is an important step toward understanding the key elements of lairage structures for swine. Remember, knowledge of proper facilities design is crucial for maintaining animal welfare and operational efficiency. If you had any challenges with the questions, feel free to revisit the topics we discussed, and don't hesitate to ask questions if anything is unclear. Keep up the good work, and stay tuned for more lessons on agricultural and biosystems engineering practices.